young man here.
It's because I'm short, let me just stand up. Yes, I'm Moses Ayiecho. I'm a digital economy advocate and anti-corruption advocate. My question, I'll address it to FCPA Honorable John Mbadi. Mr. Mbadi, congratulations on your appointment as the Cabinet Secretary in charge of Treasury. Let me go direct with the question as directed. What impact will the reduction of digital asset tax to 1.5% have on compliance and innovation in fintech? I'm asking that because the unemployment rates in the country is alarming, and technology and digital economy are the only solutions left as we speak now.
Right.
Thank you very much.
All right, thank you so much. And I want to get a question from a lady. I don't know. Yes, if we can get one lady.
There's one here.
Wonderful. There is. I'll speak to her. Kindly, may I have. Just tell us your name and go straight to your question. Swali moja tafadhali.
Okay, I'm Jane Kiboy. My question goes to the CS. This is implementation of ETMs for this is electronic tax in invoice management systems. So my question is, what protections are in place to prevent large business from excluding informal traders who may struggle to comply with ETMs? Because this means market access and supply discrimination, whereby large suppliers small-scale traders will be discriminated from the market because of lack of compliance.
All right.
Okay.
All right, thank you so much. Sam, over to you.
All right, we'll get another round of questions, especially touching on the content of the budget estimates and also the finance bill of 2025. But Waziri, most of these questions appear to be coming to you. Go ahead.
Yeah, thank you very much. I will try to address the questions very quickly. And the last one on ETMs, I think that we have two of my staff here, a gentleman and Jane and Izinyangweso. The two of you are from KRA, so you will take this question on the system that you use, because you use it on daily basis. You can address it much easier. Now, on the question of multiple taxations that burden businesses, I think that this came from Buru. We continuously review our tax laws to see and check how they are inhibiting doing business, and we make amendments to those laws continuously to make sure that they are aligned to that we support businesses. If you look at last year in December's bills that were taken to Parliament, there were 4, and one of them was business law amendment bills, and that one was specifically targeting ease of doing business. And it is now an act of Parliament. So if you look at it, you'll find there were a lot of changes that were made into that law that addressed some of the concerns that business people had. But even in this finance bill, there are a few other changes that we have made, including in terms of investment deduction allowance. Where you find the existing law is that you have to deduct this investment allowance over a period of 3 years, even if it is just for small items like utensils, like linen. Now, what we have done in this proposed bill, finance bill, is to expense them in 1 year so that we make it easy. We make it easy in terms of administration, and also to help the business people recoup their capital investment earlier than if you did it in 3 years. So that is just an example of how the steps that we took in this bill to address that. Number 2, on the issue of border, and Ken, you talked about us removing incentives. So Ken, I want to first persuade you to now not listen to people who are misreporting our bill, but you rather listen to me, because this is the correct position. I think what you are referring to are the goods that we are removing from being zero rated to the status of exempt. Now, exempt goods simply means that they don't attract value-added tax. Zero rated attract tax at 0%. One would argue that that is the same thing. The only difference is that if a good is zero rated, then you are allowed to claim input tax. So then it is correct to argue that a zero rated commodity may be cheaper than exempt commodity. But experience has shown that a lot of the benefits of zero rating does not go to the consumer. Secondly, this zero rating has resulted in what we call tax expenditure to unimaginable proportions. A lot of it fictitious, a lot of it is just as a result of tax cheats.
How much is it now?
Now,
the tax expenditure.
The tax expenditure in total, which includes even exports, is over 400 billion. It's quite significant.
So with those changes that you're introducing in the finance bill, how does that bill
It will address some
reduce?
it may not be that much, because a lot of these zero-rated commodities are actually export commodities, and we cannot compromise on that. Yeah. But what I wanted to explain to Ken is he asked about motorcycles, if I got him correctly. So this is what this bill says, that goods that are moved from VAT zero-rated status to VAT exempt status, the supply of motorcycles of tariff heading indicated there, that is now going to be exempt and not zero-rated. Now, what is the benefit if it was zero-rated? You'd be allowed to claim input tax. Where is that input tax? The motorcycles that we get in this country is largely imported motorcycles. So it's already coming in as a motorcycle. So you are not even paying input tax in the first place. So there is no input tax, there is no output tax. What I want to say is exempt has the same effect. So let no one sound an alarm that this is going to raise the prices of motorcycles. What we are trying to do is to avoid situations where someone is going to file returns to KRA demanding for some input taxes that cannot be justified. I'll give you another example. Some of these provisions in law, I look at them and they are just laughable. One of them is this. Transportation of sugarcane from farms to milling factories was zero-rated. Now we are saying that should be exempt. Now, if you use a zero-rate transportation of sugarcane to the farm, what are the inputs in transportation of sugarcane? The input is fuel you are putting in the lorry. How would you explain that this fuel that I bought in petrol station X was used to fuel a lorry that was going to transport sugarcane to a plantation, and not my own car that I'm using going home? You see, these are the kind of tax cheats that have been happening in this country that we must do away with. So the best thing to do is exempt transportation of sugarcane to the factory, and you get the same result. But the moment you create loopholes,
right,
the end result will be this, that if I own a lorry for transporting sugarcane, I will go and buy gallons of fuel. Some of them I can sell to transporters of another product and make money, because I'm supposed to claim the the input tax. So these are some of the things that we are trying to do away with. The best thing to do is not to give tax incentives. However, because some commodities are so essential, we want to move them from zero-rated to exempt, where we are still almost achieving the same results without making Kenyans who are already overburdened by taxes to pay tax cheats who come to KRA every month to claim. Just allow me to say this in 2 minutes. Experience has shown, and KRA has demonstrated, that the claims that they receive, 30% end up being rejected. That clearly tells you that at least 30% of claims are fictitious. There could be more. Number two, experience has also shown us, anytime we make more resources available to KRA to refund people, the number of refunds exponentially increase. those are the things that we want to deal with by removing commodities from zero-rated to exempt. The effect is still exempt commodities will still be cheaper, but we will not be losing money in unnecessary claims. And that is why we are moving some of those items from zero rating to exempt. We are not taking them to standard rating of 16%, which would make your bicycle or motorcycle expensive. We are just saying you will not pay tax, but please don't also claim what you have not paid as if you paid it as input tax.
Waziri, we'll come back to this conversation.
There were other questions.
Yes, those questions, you respond to them.
You know, that one was a sweet one.
Waziri, I need to take a short break. Waziri, I'll need to take a short break. We'll be back with this. And of course, we have an active audience here. We'll be also raising questions as to what is contained in those two crucial documents. Stay with us. You're watching The Explainer.